Hey guys, so for our last week, our last set of notes, we are going to solve two-step equations. So I've got the rules or the steps to solve these two-step equations on the top of the page, so you can refer back to them as needed throughout the week. Step 1, it says to always write the original equation in your spiral. Obviously, that would be for when we were in school together doing these under the Elmo, so you can ignore that step. Here's the most important rule that you've got to remember. We're going to always undo addition and subtraction first. And when it says undo, that just means you're doing the inverse operations like we've been doing the past several weeks. And then step 2 or 3, you would be doing undo multiplication and division last. Okay, we're going to show all of our cancellations. We're going to show all of our work out to the side. We're going to check our answers and box our answers. Okay, just as we always would, just meaning showing all your work. Okay, so the two most important steps is 2 and 3. To undo addition and subtraction first, undo multiplication or division last. Okay, so on number 1, we have 3 times something plus 2 is 20. Again, undo addition or subtraction first. So since it says plus 2, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. Show your cancellation. 2 minus 2 is 0. It's gone, leaving me with 3x. Solve on the right. 20 minus 2 is 18. Then step 3, undo multiplication or division. So it says 3x or 3 times something is 18. Instead of multiplying, we're going to undo it, meaning inverse operation. So instead of multiplying by 3, we will divide by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1x, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. Box our answer as we always do. Let's make sure it works. How we do that is we just said that x is 6. So we're going to put that 6 back here in for x to see if it makes sense. So out to the right, I'm going to do 3 times 6 plus 2, and that better equal 20. If it doesn't, we've done something incorrect. 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 2 does equal 20. It checks out. It makes sense. So whenever you're done with each problem, whatever you boxed in for x, throw it back into the original equation to see if it makes sense. Okay. We'll move over to number 2 and do it again. Reviewing your rules, undo addition and subtraction first. So if it says 2x minus 16, the inverse of subtracting 16 would be adding 16. And again, we do the inverse so that they cancel each other out. So a negative 16 plus 16 would be 0. Leaving me with 2x equals, we're going to add on the right to get 46. And it says 2 times something is 46. The inverse of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1x. 46 divided by 2 is 23. Okay. Number, or we can go ahead and check. Let me see. 2 times 23 minus 16 is 30. Again, I'm putting that 23 back in here for x. Okay. 2 times 23 is 46, and 46 minus 16 is that 30. It checks out. Okay. Alrighty. Number 3, 6 plus 10x equals 76. This one looks a little bit differently, but it's fine. We're always going to undo addition or subtraction first. So we want to get that 6 out of there. That's a positive 6, so I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. And again, 6 minus 6 is 0. That's what we want. We want that 0. So we have 10x equals 76 minus 6 is 70. And then we can undo multiplication with division. Divide both sides by 10. So x is 7. Okay. Okay, and then again, you can throw 7 back in for x to see if it makes sense. So throwing 7 back in for x, 10 times 7 is 70, and add that 6 to get 76. Okay. Number 4, it says, this one again is written kind of backwards, but that's fine. Again, we're going to start over here on the right. So it says 11x minus 11. We're going to undo addition or subtraction first. So we'll do the inverse and add 11 to both sides. Negative 11 plus 11 is 0, leaving me with 11x. And 55 plus 11 is 66. And again, the objective is to get the x by itself. So on the right, it says multiply by 11. So I'm going to do the inverse and divide by 11. On the right, 11 divided by 11 is 1x, and 66 divided by 11 is 6. Okay, we've got 2 more. Number 5, it says f divided by 7 minus 6 equals 50. So instead of subtracting 6, we're going to add 6 to both sides and get 56. And then something divided by 7, instead of dividing by 7, we're going to multiply by 7 to get that f by itself. So if I do 56 times 7, 42, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So I have 392. And again, you can throw that back in for f, 392 divided by 7, which will get you right back over here, 56, subtract 6 to get 50. And the last one, I encourage you to stop the video, pause, see if you can do it on your own, and then maybe unpause and see if you got it correct. This one says z divided by 6 plus 12. Again, undo addition and subtraction first. So the inverse of adding 12 is subtracting 12 from both sides. 12 minus 20, or 20 minus 12 is 8. And this is z divided by 6, so instead of dividing by 6, I'm going to multiply by 6, always using the inverse. So z is 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, and again, if you throw 48 back in for z, 48 divided by 6 is 8, and 8 plus 12 is 20. It makes sense. Okay, go back, review, try some practice problems, and we will continue working